Hi, my name is Zachary Smith. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how I write a song. If that sounds like something you'd be into, please stick around. Today I'm going to be talking about how I go about writing a song. And, even in my life, I've changed the way that I write songs many, many times. I think there's probably, as many ways to write songs as there are songwriters. But for me, one way that's kind of, stuck with me over the years in terms of being able to get around, writing block and keep moving forward on ideas is what I'm going to share with you today. Songwriting takes a little bit of time to understand, but it's partly inspiration. It's partly like a moment of creativity that gets the initial thing going. Then it's also kind of a detail-oriented focus on just kind of trying to sculpt something that is, maybe a good idea, but it needs a lot of work. And so I've tried to separate those things in my kind of workflow. And so what I will often do is I'll have an idea for a song. Maybe it's something super simple, but I'll just record it on my phone. It might be 30 seconds long. And then when I'm feeling like I want to flush something out, I'll go through my list of ideas on my phone and I'll pick one and I'll kind of turn that actually into more of a song structure. So with one of the songs I've been working on, it started out with just an idea that was like really basic. It was on the piano. And I just kind of liked those chords. They were pretty dramatic, and I think I maybe hummed something like, and so that was the idea that I had on my phone. When I came back to it later, I thought, that's cool, and I kind of had been imagining maybe a song that just had those 4 chords going for the whole time. But when I started putting some more words to it and some more structure to the song, I wanted to have a real break with the chorus. So I started just with like that again. So I kind of had those other chords. It took me a minute to kind of get there. At first I was kind of just repeating the same 4-chord chorus thing, because that felt like a really good break from the verse. But then I didn't really know how to get out of that, to end the chorus. So I ended up adding that E minor to give it some structure. So once I had that kind of basic chord situation where I had a verse and a chorus that wrapped up pretty nicely and a little bit of a melody, not anything that was totally fleshed out, I'll record kind of that basic thing, so then I can sing over top of it and just try some ideas out. And so on my first few rounds, I'll just be recording my vocal and thinking about what kind of melody could work over top of those chords. So it might be just... So I like the way that the chorus kind of it was ending there, going back to the D minor. So once I had a melody that was sort of working, then I'll sit down and write some lyrics that maybe will be based on, if I'm singing, if I've sang over top of the song a few times, I might have already kind of sang a few different words and tried out some stuff to see if there's anything that I can use to kind of build a song off of it. If there's a little idea, and the way this song went, I didn't have really any ideas for the verse lyrically, but I had this idea to start the chorus with, I wouldn't change it, I knew you would. Oops. I wouldn't change it, I knew you would. And I didn't have any lyrics after that, but I wouldn't change it kind of became my working title for the song. And so I started working around that idea, and it ended up turning kind of into a pretty straight ahead love song in that kind of, with that being the basis for it. But then when it came to the verse, I'll just write some verses out and just sing them to see how it's feeling. And so I'll get kind of pretty quickly just some lyrics down. I'm not too precious about them. I just kind of get a song structure that has a full melody and now a full lyrics, which I'm going to probably tweak over the coming weeks. So what happens is that at least now I have a song that maybe I'm not totally happy with, but I have something to work with. So I have basically a whole song with a fleshed out melody with fleshed out lyrics that I can then say, okay, I can sing it in my head when I'm doing other things. I can pick up an instrument and play it, and I can just over a few weeks think about if that's working or if I want to change something about it. One of the kind of most rewarding things is having an idea that's like 80% of the way there, and then just waking up in the middle of the night with the line that kind of ties that whole song together, or the melody change, or the chord, because everything is movable at this point. Once you have your 4 chords for your verse and your 5 chords for your chorus, you can then start to think, okay, is that really, do I really want that change when I come here? Do I want to put in a 7 there? So that gives you kind of an idea of how it starts from basically a 30-second little thing that was just and then pretty quickly, although in different kind of sit down times, I'll take that first idea is just takes 10 minutes. Then thinking, okay, maybe some chorus chords would work. That's another 20-minute little moment. And then you start to think about how could a melody work over top of that. That's another 20 or 30 minutes. And then another. So you have all these little breaks in between, which help you kind of develop the idea, and it kind of is working in the back of your mind, like what could be the best thing for this song. The longest amount of time is then, once you have that song fleshed out, is how is getting to the point where you're like, okay, it's done. So that's when those final tweaks are happening, when you're like, okay, maybe change one word here, maybe change a chord here, maybe add a bridge. That's kind of the longest part of it, but that first part of getting a song basically 80% of the way done so that you can start perfecting it can move pretty quickly. And that's been a workflow that's kind of worked for me recently. I've done for a long time as a songwriter, I would just only be able to sit down and write a song beginning to end in one sitting, and I would never be able to like edit it or come back to it really. If the song didn't get completed in that first kind of sit down, it just wouldn't ever be done, really. And that's kind of a hard way to work. I think partly my new songwriting style has become is a result of being a parent, where you don't have as much time to just sit down. I don't have 4 or 5 hours to just work on one song to finish writing it, so that I can be like, okay, now I have something to show people. But also, I think it's helped my songs, and I feel like they improve over the course of a few weeks of working on them. And it doesn't mean I'm only working on one song. I might take a break from it and go work on some other songs to kind of, refresh your mind about it, especially if you're getting stuck. Thanks for watching. I hope these tips for songwriting have been helpful to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Please like and subscribe. I'll play that song now. I hope you enjoy. I was standing on moments I covered my face, rewriting stories to tell of our fates. I wouldn't change it, I knew you would. Right from the start, I just get caught up looking for songs. You know my heart. The days may be longer, our skins may be lost. I trust in the cycles of time that star crossed. I wouldn't change it, I knew you would. Right from the start, I just get caught up looking for songs. You know my heart, I wouldn't change it, I knew you would. Right from the start, I just get caught up looking for songs.